So, hello guys, good day. So, today, um, natapos na natin in the previous discussion, the previous face-to-face discussion, yung Newton's second law of motion. Sorry, this is part 2 na, okay? So, this is part 2. Hindi ko lang nabago, papalitan ko na lang siya. So, this is part 2. Okay, so ang naging discussion natin for una is the Newton's second law of motion, which is the part 1. Okay, rectangular components like consider natin doon. Okay, ngayon naman guys is the normal and tangential coordinates. Kung mapansin nyo, every time na nagsosolve tayo, even the rectilinear component, rectilinear kinematics and curvilinear kinematics, meron tayong kino-consider. For rectilinear, it is only on the side of rectangular components, and for curvilinear naman nahahati into two components, which is the tangential and the normal acceleration. So ganun lang din yun guys. Basically yung concept na i-apply natin dito is same lang sa discuss natin, which is the part 1 nga, during the normal and during the rectangular component analysis. So ibig sabihin at this point, okay, at this part, basically magko-consider lang tayo ng normal and tangential components. Okay? So, yun. So, parang naging progressive yung mga topics natin lately. So, tuloy-tuloy, di ba? From the rectilinear kinematics down to the the curvilinear motion. So, hanggang ngayon na nakarating na tayo ng kinetics. Okay? Kinetics na yung pinag-aaralan natin ngayon, which is, yun nga, i-recall lang natin that kinematics talks about the motion only or the motion alone. And however, the kinetics naman is talks about kung ano ba yung force na nag-i-induce para gumalaw yung object na kino-consider natin. So basically, yun lang naman yung magiging focus natin. Okay? So kung mapansin nyo, i-apply nga natin yung concept. Again guys, this is So okay, sorry. So medyo hindi ko pala napalitan yung presentation. Okay, kasi magkadugtong nga lang sila. So this is part 2 na. Okay? Ito yung part 2 natin. Okay, so ayan. This is part 2. Okay? Ngayon guys, so yun, mag-start na tayo. Okay? So yun. And then for the learning objectives, ito guys is itakal natin to, okay? Kasi mahalaga din to para alam natin hanggang saan yung mga limitations ng topic natin. So for this topic guys, ang idea lang naman natin is to apply the concept, okay, natutunan natin before. Apply the concept of normal, okay? Apply the concept of normal and tangential components in constructing the equation of motion. Okay? Ibig sabihin, sa pag-construct natin na equation of motion, kung before yung F natin is equal to ma linearly, okay? Ngayon naman guys, yung acceleration na i-consider natin is just, what do you call this? Is magko-consider na tayo guys ng normal and tangential components. And then, yun nga guys, after applying the concept of normal and tangential components, kasi saan ba natin mai-apply yun? Mai-apply natin yun, di ba? We all know that yung force natin is equal to mass times the acceleration. So, ibig sabihin, if we know that yung acceleration mo is mahahati into two, which is the normal, so AN natin and then AT. Therefore, yung force natin na mag-i-induce sa direction ng acceleration natin na yan will also and should be along the AN should be along the normal axis and the tangential axis. So ibig sabihin, yung force na itutukoy natin dito or force na itatakil natin dito should be described along the normal and the tangential axis. Bakit? For example, sa linear muna tayo, yung F natin is equal to A. Okay? Ngayon guys, yung box natin for example, okay, this is your box, is gumalaw siya papunta doon. That's the acceleration. So ibig sabihin yung force na kailangan ini-induce sa kanya should be papunta rin dun sa portion na yan. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan. Ibig sabihin yung force mo should be along the direction of the acceleration. So hindi mo pwede i-consider yung force. So for example naman is nandito tayo sa may okay, teka lang. Lipat lang natin to. Okay. Okay. So, ito naman guys, for example, ito yung box mo naman and then, ang tag dito, dun pa rin papunta yung acceleration mo, okay? And binigyan ka nga ng ganito, tulad ng in-example natin before, yung force mo. So, yung force na kino-consider mo is not this one, tama? Ang force na kino-consider mo dyan is yung along this path, which is your Fx. Kasi di ba mag-separate yan into components by using this angle kasi inclined nga yung force mo. O, ibig sabihin pala, ang idea lang natin that the force na i-consider natin should be along the direction of the acceleration. So, kung dito, normal and tangential yung component na acceleration natin, meaning the force na kailangan natin i-consider should be along the normal and the tangential component of the acceleration. Okay, sabi dito, equation of motion. So, paano ba tayo mag-create ng equation of motion when we are considering the normal and the tangential coordinates? When a particle along a curved path which is known, the equation of motion for the particle may be written in tangential. Sabi, kailangan daw ma-rewrite natin in tangential, normal, and the binormal directions. Note that there is no motion in the binormal direction. So guys, yung binormal direction naman ng acceleration natin is considered when we are going to when we are dealing with problems that merong merong forces na nag-act along the z-axis kapag ka three-dimensional na yung figure na kino-consider natin. Whereas hindi naman wala daw tayo magiging movement in the binormal direction for this consideration. So, ibig sabihin, yun nga, yung tinakay lang natin kanina, ito lang formula na to, yung pagbabasihan din natin. But, ang kailangan natin mapag-focusan dyan is that yung force na i-consider mo should be along, should be along the axis of consideration. Ibig sabihin lang, isolate muna natin yung isang portion. For example, ayun na naman yung odds na yan. Okay. For example, for normal, for tangential muna. For tangential. For tangential, yung summation ng ft natin dyan, it should be equated doon sa may MAT. Ibig sabihin, ang force, ng tangential force acting on the body is dapat related siya doon sa axis na kino-consider. Di ba nga, ang tangential component natin is nandun sa may portion na to. Which is ang consider natin is along the tangential axis yung acceleration. Therefore, yung force na ina-apply natin sa object should be along the direction of the tangential component. So ibig sabihin, pwede nating i-consider yun. And then, for the next one naman, for normal naman, same lang din yun, that the summation of forces or the normal force is equal to the mass times the acceleration or the normal acceleration. So, kayo lang tatandaan nyo lagi, yung force na kino-consider nyo should be along the direction of the acceleration. So hindi kayo, kailangan nyo i-resolve yung direction ng force na yun at dapat ma-i-align nyo siya doon sa acceleration na na kino-consider niya. For example, ito nga, yung normal and the tangential and normal acceleration. So, I hope malinaw yung portion na yun, okay? And then, ayun lang din, recall kasi, i-recall lang natin, although medyo na master naman natin to, I think, medyo na master naman natin to, recall that yung tangential kasi natin dito is the derivative of velocity with respect to time. Ibig sabihin, the change of velocity, sinabi niya, represents the time rate of change in the magnitude of velocity with respect to time. Okay? So, if the Ft, makinig mabuti, if the Ft acts in the direction of motion, ibig sabihin daw, if yung force mo is nag-act along the direction of motion, the particle's speed will increase. Whereas, if it acts in the opposite direction, the particle will slow down. Okay, ibig sabihin lang yan, guys, ganito lang yan. Okay, makinig. Saan ko ba siya pwedeng isulat? I think dito na lang siguro. Okay, ngayon guys, makinig. So, for example, this is your curve. Okay, so this is your curve. And then, ito ngayon yung object mo. You know that ito, parang sobrang laki. You know that pwede mo siyang i-separate, yung acceleration niya is mahahati into two, the normal acceleration and tangential acceleration. Ngayon ganito guys, for example, yung car mo is papunta doon, therefore the velocity is papunta doon. Okay? Ngayon, teka lang pala, burahin muna natin to. Okay? Tanggalin ko muna siguro guys yung direction ng acceleration. Okay? Ayan, linisin ko muna. Ngayon guys, makinig. Okay, makinig. So, ang tangential acceleration natin is siyempre tangent to the curve yan, obviously. Ngayon guys, ganito yung sinasabi. If yung force daw natin, for example, the velocity mo, ang velocity mo or yung car mo is papunta dun, okay, upward, so papunta dun sa gawidon, okay, nakaintindihan, is ang ibig lang sabihin yan, wait lang. Okay. Ang ibig lang sabihin niya, for example nga, yung car mo, okay, yung car A mo, for example, is papunta doon. If yung force na i-apply daw, okay, if yung force na i-apply daw is along to the direction of velocity, ibig sabihin yung acceleration mo is magi-increase. Kung ganun pala, ibig sabihin yung direction of acceleration mo is also along the direction of your velocity. Okay? However, tingnan nyo muna ulit ng buti, i-delete ko ulit yan. Okay? I-delete ko yun to. Ngayon guys, kung yung force mo naman daw, okay, kung yung force mo naman daw is ano tawag dito? Yung force mo naman daw is papunta dito, ibig sabihin yung direction ng acceleration mo is papunta dito. Therefore, magdi-decrease yung acceleration mo kasi opposite sila ng direction nung path na tinatraverse mo. Ibig sabihin, kung papunta ka sa taas, dahil nga pababa yung acceleration mo, therefore, magde-decelerate ka. So, ibig sabihin, yun nga, pinapaulit-ulit yung sinasabi that the direction of force should be along the direction of the acceleration and vice versa. And then, yun nga, next naman, is, or as, if it acts in the, ayun sinabi, ulitin natin, represents the time rate of change in the magnitude of velocity. So, the summation of forces acts in the direction of motion. The particle's speed will increase. Yung sinabi natin kanina. Whereas, if it acts in the opposite direction or otherwise, the particle will slow down. Okay? Likewise, makinig, likewise, yung normal acceleration naman is also represented by v square over the radius of curvature. Wala namang pinagbago yon. So, represents the time rate of change in the velocity direction. So, it is caused by the normal force naman, which always acts in the positive direction or towards the path of the center of curvature. Guys, ibig sabihin that your normal acceleration is always, this is your center of curvature, for example, okay? Ngayon guys, ang acceleration mo is towards doon always sa center of curvature. Ibig sabihin pala, yung force mo is positive towards this direction. Okay? Or yun yung tinatawag na Fn. Okay, nagkakaintindihan ba tayo? So, I hope nagkakaintindihan tayo. At tinatawag pala yun guys, yung normal force na yun, acting on body while in the body is in curve centripetal force. Okay? And then guys, yun, let's have a sample problem. So, I think mas mainam na magkaroon agad tayo ng sample problem kasi yung concept naman na to is ganun lang din dun sa may nauna nating discussion for the rectangular components naman. Okay? Ayan. So, ito yung problem number 1 natin. Basahin muna natin. Design the ski jump shown in the photo. Okay? Requires knowing the type of force that will be exerted on the skier and her and her approximate trajectory. If in this case, the jump can be approximated by the parabola. Ito yun guys. Okay. We're going to highlight this one. Ito yun. Okay. Ayan yun. Yan ngayon yung equation ng curve natin. Okay. Eh di ba nga pag curvilinear motion tayo, kung ibig sabihin, yung curve natin should have it's either meron tayong radius of curvature for circular path or meron tayong equation ng curvature mismo natin. Okay? And then, determine the normal force on the 150-pound skier the instant she arrives at the end of the jump. Ito guys, ito kasi isa sa pinakamahalaga, which is, yun nga, ini-encourage ko kayo guys na magsagot ng problem para mahasa yung mga kakayanan nyo na mag-analyze ng problem, because mahalaga kasi guys yung kung dito at this instant or at the dynamics, kung anong instant ba yung kino-consider at what moment mo ba siya i-observe. Ibig sabihin, ang sabi dito, skier at the instant she arrives at the end of the jump point A. Ibig sabihin, pagka kinonsider mo that your skier is nandito sa portion na to, okay? nandito sa portion na yan. Ibig sabihin, baka 200 feet yung gamitin mo for the value of x. Kasi, yan yung nakita mo sa figure. However, sinasabi, pinapoint out ng problem na kailangan mo daw i-consider na ang tanong sa problem natin is ano yung magiging normal force niya at this point. Okay? Kasi guys, ang curve natin is may slope yan. Bakit mahalaga yung slope? Mamaya i-explain ko sa inyo kung saan natin nagagamit yung slope na yun. Okay? Now guys, okay. Now guys, makinig muna. Ibig sabihin, kailangan natin ngayon ilagay yung given. So, solution na tayo. Solution. Okay? For the given, guys, kailangan lang natin munang isulat siguro yung equation ng curve natin. We have y is equal to 1 over 100 x square minus 200. Ano pa? Siguro yung mass. Okay, yung mass nung, ano tawag dito? Yung mass nung ating skier. Okay, yung mass ng ating skier is simply equal to 150 pound. Okay? And then, where her velocity, v, is equal to 65 feet per second. Also, what is her acceleration at this point? So, hinahanap sa atin, guys, yung acceleration niya at that point. Okay? So, guys, makinig munang mabuti. Ibig sabihin, meron tayo, since this is a curvilinear motion, okay, note that this is a curvilinear motion. Therefore, yung acceleration natin is mahahati into dalawa. Di ba? Ang magnitude ng acceleration natin is simply the normal acceleration square plus the tangential acceleration square. Meaning, kailangan nating i-identify itong normal acceleration and then the tangential acceleration natin. Okay? And kung i-recall nga natin, guys, that yung AT mo is simply dv over dt. And then, ano pa? Yun namang AN mo is simply v square over the radius of curvature. Okay? So, ano gusto nyo unahin dyan? Sige, tingin ko, ang unahin na lang natin for this one is, ito muna. Ito. Okay. Subukan muna natin unahin yung ating normal acceleration. So, if we're going to get normal acceleration, okay, for normal acceleration, okay, so I think isa-isahin natin yung ano, for normal acceleration, we can consider, wait lang. For normal acceleration, AN muna tayo. Okay? AN, okay? We can consider that AN is equal to V square over the rho, or the radius of curvature. Ngayon, meron tayong velocity which is equal to 65 feet per second. So, ano na lang nawawala natin? Ang nawawala natin is the radius of curvature. Okay? Ngayon, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kung gaano kahalaga. Teka lang. Paano ba ayun. Kung gaano kahalaga, guys. Wait lang. Ito, guys, yung gusto ko i-point out sa inyo kung gaano kahalaga yung instant na kino-consider natin. Okay? Ngayon, okay, baka mamaya ang gawin mo dyan, hindi mo binasa yung tanong. Ang sinabi, instant she arrives at the end of the jump, point A. Ibig sabihin, yung skier na kino-consider mo is nandito na dapat sa portion na to. Ayan. Okay? Kasi, may chance na ang gawin mo dyan, pagka hindi mo inalam, nakita mo kasi nandito figure, andyan yung hinahanap, matik na yan. Baka tingnan mo, nakakita ka pa ng x, nakakita ka pa ng value ng y, di ba? Baka mamaya makuha mo yung value ng x, okay? Baka mamaya hanapin mo yung di ba? Di ba meron kang y is equal to 1 over 200 x square minus 200. Ngayon, sinuggest mo that yung position ng object mo at y is equal to 200 is may makukuha kang value ng x dyan, di ba? Tapos yun ngayon yung gagamitin mo when you get the radius of curvature. Wait lang, i-represent ko yan. Teka lang, delete muna natin. Okay? So gawin muna natin yung equation ng radius of curvature. Okay? So mamaya babalikan natin yon. Okay. O, di ibig sabihin, for radius of curvature, di ba meron tayong formula ng radius of curvature, simply 1 plus y prime 3 over 2, tama ba? Over dy double prime. Okay? May square ba yun? Wala. So, over dy double prime. Tama ba masabi? Over the y double prime. Ibig sabihin, kailangan muna natin, rewrite muna natin yung equation ng curve natin, which is 1 over 200x square minus 200. So, pagka kinuha natin yung first time derivative niyan, simply magiging y prime yan equal to 200. And then, for the derivative of the constant is equal to 0. And may x dito yan. Okay? So, simplifying, pwede nating makuha that y prime is simply equal to 2. Ano tawag dito? Simply equal to 2. Simply equal to 1 over 100x na lang. Ngayon, kung yun yung sinasabi ko, baka mamaya, at this instant yung kinonsider mo, 200 feet from the positive, from this axis. 200 feet from this axis, positive 200y. Ibig sabihin, ito kinonsider mo, itong portion na to, at this instant yung kinonsider mo. Ngayon, may nakuha kang value ng x. Tama? Ipa-plug in mo lang yung value ng 200 feet na yan, may makukuha ka kung ilang feet man dito yan. Okay? Ngayon, baka kasi, wait lang, sige, i-solve natin. Okay? Baka kasi mamaya i-solve natin yun. So, pagka sinolve natin yun, so magiging 200. Teka lang. 200. Teka lang. 1/2 x squared minus 200. So, may makukuha kang value dyan. May makukuha kang value dyan, which is 282. So, ibig sabihin, makakuha kang value ng x dyan, which is 282 feet. Ngayon, baka yun yung i-plug in mo dito, and then pag nakuha mo yun, and then yun na, pag nakuha mo yun, baka mamaya sabihin mo that your x is equal to 282 feet, and then ipa-plug in mo yun dito sa x na to, and then makakuha ka ng y prime, and same with the double prime, and then makakuha ka ng radius of curvature, tuloy-tuloy na, which is mali. Diba? Ang galing. Pagod ka pa. Okay, so which is mali. Kasi guys, baburahin na natin yan para hindi kayo malito. Okay? Tanggalin natin yung idea na to. Okay? Tanggalin na natin yan. Okay? Kasi, yun nga, ang skier na kino-consider natin is nasa at this point. Ibig sabihin, kung nandito ka sa point na yan, ano yung magiging value ng x mo ngayon? Kung nandito ka sa portion na to. O, ibig sabihin, at this point, your x is equal to 0. So, pwede mo bang sabihin that your y prime is equal to 1 over 100, 0. Kasi nga, ang consideration natin is x equal to 0. So, pwede mo sabihin that y prime is equal to 0. Oo. At kapag ka 0, guys, yung slope, ibig sabihin, kapag 0 yung slope, ibig sabihin, ang plane niyan is, ang plane na kino-consider mo, ito yung skier, for example. Ito yung skier, for example. And then, ito yung skier, for example. And then, ang magiging line niyan is pa ganyan. Dahil nga ang slope mo, o yung y prime mo, okay. Dahil nga yung y prime mo is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, horizontal line yung pinaka-dulo na to. Ang slope na tinutukoy natin, guys, is this part right here, yung slope na yan. Okay? Kasi itong curve natin na yan is magkakaroon yan ng slope. May slope dyan, may slope dito, may slope sa portion na yan, di ba? Ganun yun. Pero guys, ang instant na kino-consider natin, since 0 yung y prime natin, therefore, yung plane na kino-consider natin is also, is also horizontal. Okay? Yun lang. Ganun lang naman basically. Pero nga, bago ko guys ituloy, okay, meron kasi yung bearing mamaya sa pagsosolve natin para hindi na kayo malito kung bakit naging ganyan, bakit naging ganito yung plane niya. Di ba sir, perpendicular always to the plane yung normal axis. So, eto yun mamaya. So nakuha muna natin y prime. Huwag muna excited. Ayan muna tayo. Ngayon, hindi pa tayo tapos. Meron pa tayong y double prime. Ang y double prime natin, guys, is simply, ang y double prime natin is simply, meron tayong 1 over x. Ito yung y, natin. So, kukunin pa natin yung second derivative nung equation of curve natin. So, magiging 1 over 100 na lang. Tama? And then, makukuha na ba natin yung radius of curvature? I think, oo. If we're going to get the radius of curvature, simply we have, okay, 1 plus y prime, okay, rewrite ko muna, 3 over 2, and then the y double prime. Ibig sabihin, yung, radius of curvature natin is y. Ang y prime natin, guys, is 0, quantity, 3 over 2, and then the 1 over 100. So, solving, guys, ang radius of curvature natin is simply equal to, 1 plus 0 raised to 3 halves. Okay? And then 1 over 100. Ang radius of curvature natin ay lalabas as 100 feet. Okay? 100 feet. Guys, isa pa lang huwag nyo kakalimutan yung mga parentheses, ano? So, ibig sabihin, meron na tayong radius of curvature. Ngayon, makukuha na ba natin yung normal acceleration? Of course, makukuha na natin yan. Ang normal acceleration natin, this will be v square over the rho. Okay? And then, for the normal acceleration, we can simply rewrite this as 65 feet per second square, or basically, 65 feet per second square. Lagay na nga natin. 65 yun, Burahin ko na nga. 65 yun. So, this is 65 feet per second square, and then 100 feet naman yung radius of curvature natin. Solving, guys, we can say that AN is equal to 42.25 feet per second square. Okay? And then, ayun na. So, eto na ngayon yung magiging normal acceleration. Teka lang, hindi pa pala yan yung natin. So, yan na ngayon yung magiging normal acceleration natin. Okay? Ngayon, makinig. Ang tinatanong pa sa atin, guys, dyan, ang tinatanong sa atin is determine the normal. Tama ba? Type of force that will be exerted. Okay, determine the normal. Determine the normal. Ito pa, determine the normal force on the 105-pound skier. Ngayon, magse-separate tayo ng FBD. Ito, guys, kasi, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Okay? Teka lang. Dito lang. Isang page na lang gamitin natin para hindi na... Okay. Ibig sabihin, meron na tayong normal acceleration, di ba? Ngayon, makinig, mabuti. Okay. Ngayon, for letter B siguro. Okay, for letter B, for part B naman, for example, the normal force naman. Okay, normal force. Okay. For this instance, guys, let's draw the free body diagram. Ito na yung sinasabi ko. At what instant mo i-consider yung free body diagram? Pag sinabi, guys, na at this instance mo i-consider yung free body diagram mo, meaning, at this instant, for example, this is, sige nga, drawingin nga natin ng B. For example, yan, B yan, okay? Ngayon, if at this B, dun mo i-consider yung instant mo, ibig sabihin yung plane mo is pa ganyan, nandito yung skier mo, okay? And then yung normal force niya is papunta doon. Tama? Or the centripetal force niya is papunta doon. Incline yung plane niya. However, ang kino-consider nga natin kasi dito kanina is the moment na nandun na siya sa point A. At na-solve naman natin that yung y prime niya at that point, or ang slope niya at that point is 0. Therefore, horizontal na yung slope at that point. So, at point A, drawing ko lang, pag ganyan na yung magiging consideration mo. Okay? Okay? And then ngayon, at this point, nakatayo ngayon yung alin? Nakatayo ngayon dyan yung skier mo. Diyan ka ngayon mag-i-extract ng free body diagram. Ibig sabihin pala that pwede ba natin i-consider, guys, that ito pala, saan mo ngayon ilo-locate yung radius, saan ngayon yung magiging, for normal force muna tayo, for tangential force na nga muna. For tangential force muna, guys, saan sa tingin mo papunta? Kung yung skier natin, dito na lang title, kung skier natin is papunta dun, guys, ibig sabihin, papunta sa left o papunta sa right? of course, papunta sa left. Ibig sabihin, nag-accelerate siya papunta doon. Okay? Walang ibang magiging direction yung tangential acceleration niya, kundi papunta lang doon. And again guys, ito yung slope mo, at yung tangential acceleration mo is tangent to your slope. Kaya naging parallel yan, kasi nga, straight line yung slope mo. Tama? Tama. Ngayon naman, for your normal acceleration, dito medyo magiging challenging or quite confusing yung mangyayari dito. Kasi, unang-una, kailangan mo i-consider kung nasaan ba yung direction na magiging normal force mo. Okay? Saan ngayon magiging direction ng normal force mo? Kung titingnan mo guys, ang curve natin is papuntang gano'n dito. Papunta dito. Let's see. Okay, papuntang ganyan. Ibig sabihin, yung radius of curvature mo is at some point around here. O, ibig sabihin, kung andyan yung radius of curvature mo, yung bang normal acceleration mo, papunta ba dito? Of course not. Yung normal acceleration mo is papunta doon. At any instance within that curve, papunta doon yung normal acceleration mo or yung AN mo. Okay? Ibig sabihin pala, kahit na nandito na yung instant na kino-consider mo, okay? Yung radius of curvature mo, delete natin, mali yung mali na ngayon naging consideration. Okay. Andito yung radius of curvature mo. Okay? Ngayon, ibig sabihin pala, yung acceleration mo is papunta ngayon doon or towards that AN. Kung papunta ngayon doon yan, saan ngayon papunta yung magiging normal acceleration mo? Basically, papunta dito. So, kung mag-FBD tayo, yun yung kailangan natin tukuyin. If that's, doon papunta yung acceleration niya, o normal acceleration niya, okay, yung doon papunta yung normal acceleration niya, therefore yung normal force niya is papunta doon naman sa taas. So na-consider na ba natin yung free body diagram? I think yes. Okay? Ngayon makinig. So paano ba? If we're going to get the summation of forces, okay, Fn is equal to MAN considering upward positive. Okay? Ngayon guys, ganun lang yun. Di ba nga ang unang rule na binabanggit natin that yung force na kino-consider mo should be aligned with the direction of the acceleration kung saan mo ini-induce yung force na yun. Whereas ito yung normal acceleration mo, therefore yung force exerted to that point is also the normal force. Okay? Ngayon, so okay na. Ibig sabihin lang yan, ano yun? Ano ngayon yun? Okay? So ito, pwede natin itong let's call this as NA na lang din. Okay? Or normal acceleration ng A. Okay? So ibig sabihin, we can say that NA, okay? Minus the, listen guys, makinig, meron pala tayong mali dito. This is weight. Okay? So, okay, yun lang. Medyo, ayun, nadali ko. So, basically, ito pala is weight. So, kailangan mo i-convert yan para i-divide mo into the gravitational force in terms of English units para ma-convert mo siya into mass. Okay? And then, guys, meron pa pala ako nakalimutan which is the mass nga ng weight ng tao na to is skier. Okay, weight ng skier is equal to 150 pound. So, ibig sabihin, at this point, sa left side natin is forces. Force, weight, and something like that. And sa kanan naman is mass times the acceleration. Kung ganun, we can say that this is 150 pound. And simply, dito sa kabila is 150 pound, 32.2 feet per second square. This is the gravitational acceleration due to gravity para makuha mo guys yung mass, and then multiplied by the 42.25 feet per second square. Saan natin nakuha to, engineer? Nakuha natin to guys dito sa point na to. Nakuha natin that our normal acceleration is simply 42.25. So makukuha na ba natin normal force? Yes. The normal force will be equal to, if we're going to solve that, equal to 346.817 pounds. Tingnan ko lang. Okay? The normal force on the skier A minus 150 equal 150 over 32.2 para ma-convert siya into mass. And then 42.25 naman guys is the normal acceleration na na-compute natin earlier. So computing 346.817 pounds nga. So eto, nakuha na natin yung ating for number anong number to? Nakuha na natin guys yung for number 1. Okay, which is the normal ano. And then eto naman is if we're going to take the summation naman, okay? So summation naman ng force T. At this point guys, this is AT. Ibig sabihin, at this point, andito dapat yung force T natin. However guys, meron ba tayong external force na ini-induce doon sa skier? Meron ba? Wala. And again guys, yung skier na yan is smooth, plane, which is, ang consideration natin is walang frictional force. Okay, so ibig sabihin, wala siyang frictional force kasi nga smooth plane yung kino-consider mo. Therefore, wala kang external force horizontally. So, pwede nating, let's consider that yung Ft mo or tangential component mo is equal to MET. But given nga na wala kang tangential component ng force mo, which is along the tangential acceleration, walang mag-a-act na force on the left side of your equation. So, ibig sabihin, 150 pound, 32.2, okay, feet per second square multiplied by your tangential acceleration. If you're going to divide this both sides by 150 over 32.2, 150 over 32.2, na-cancel out yan, ang matitira dyan is 0. Okay, so therefore, AT is equal to 0 feet per second square. So, ibig sabihin, ang acceleration at this instant, ang mag-a-act lang na acceleration mo at this instant is simply what? Is simply, guys, your normal acceleration. So, for final answer, ang A natin is equal to AN, which is the 42.25 feet per second square. And for our normal acceleration, we have this one. Okay. So, yan. Tapos na for the first example. For our sample problem number 2, at the instant, sabi at the instant, ito yun, di ba, paulit-ulit na lang ako. Pero guys, mahalaga kasi ito. At the instant na ang degree daw, or yung degree nung swing nung bata is at 60 degrees, okay? Ibig sabihin, okay? Wait lang. Ibig sabihin, at the moment na itong angle na to is nag-reach ng 60 degrees, yun ngayon yung i-observe natin na instant. Okay? The boy's center of mass, G, has a downward speed of 15 feet per second. And again, guys, ang velocity na tinutukoy natin dito is, if this is your path, okay, if this is the path nung bata, therefore, yung velocity mo dyan is along the direction of, along the tangential axis. So, ito yung velocity mo. Okay? Determine the rate of increase in his speed and the tension. Ngayon, tingnan ulit natin hinahanap para hindi kung ano, binibox nyo. Ang sabi dyan, determine the rate of increase in his speed. Increase in speed, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin ng acceleration. Okay, increase in speed. Ang kailangan natin guys is the magnitude of the acceleration and the tension in each of the two supporting chords of the swing. Okay? Okay. Next, since this is a curvilinear motion, okay, solution muna tayo. Okay? Given na ang instant na kino-consider natin is 60 degree. Okay, mainam yan. Ino-note natin yan. And then, yung velocity ng bata is simply 15 feet per second nung nasa swing siya. And then, the boy has a weight. Ang sinabi, weight na equal to 60 pounds. Okay? Ano daw ngayon yung normal? Ano daw ngayon yung acceleration and ano daw ngayon yung acceleration ng bata and then the tension of the two supporting cables. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, since this is curvilinear motion ulit, then the acceleration is simply equal to normal acceleration plus the tangential acceleration. Tangential acceleration. Okay? So, hanapin natin yung A muna ulit and the tangential acceleration T. Okay? So, basically, yun lang naman yung idea. And then, guys, let's begin. Okay? So, unahin muna natin siguro yung the tangential component of the acceleration. Doon naman tayo magsimula. Okay? Ngayon, t-axis muna tayo. Okay, for the t-axis. Ito guys, yung t-axis na tino-consider natin. Okay, ito. Yung portion na yan. Ngayon, delete ko muna to siguro. And then, i-separate ko lang as a free body diagram. Yung bata is treat natin as particle. I-treat natin as particle yung bata. And then, ayan. And then, this one is your t-axis. Again, guys, makinig. Hindi ko medyo... Okay. And then, you know that this is perpendicular. Ang normal at ang tangential component mo is perpendicular with one another. Therefore, this will be 90 degrees. Okay? Okay, ibig sabihin, at this instant, na yung theta daw na to, di ba yun yung theta na kino-consider? Ito guys, yung bata. Ito yung bata. I-consider natin yung red na yan, yung bata. Na-shrink lang siya into particle. Yung theta na to is 60 degrees, yan yung kino-consider natin. Ngayon guys, simply, if we're going to get, paano ba ito ilipat dito? Yung pwede naman pala yun. If we're going to get the summation, okay, ng FT, okay, equal to MAT. Okay, equal to MAT. I think i-consider na lang natin guys that pwede naman natin i-consider na upward positive. Okay, upward positive. Pwede naman natin i-consider that upward positive. Di ba alam naman natin that the acceleration is papunta dito sa baba. Okay, papunta sa baba yung ano mo. Downward yung magiging tangential ano mo dyan. Kasi kung papansinin mo, di ba nga ito yung magiging tangential, red natin. Ito ngayon, kung papansinin mo yan, ito ngayon magiging tangential component natin. Meron tayong tangential component for the acceleration AT. And then guys, ang tendency na to is simply ma-distribute to into ATY and then the ATX. And then guys, kung magse-separate kung magse-separate nga tayo ng another free body diagram, hindi naman magse-separate. I mean, kung i-add natin yung weight for sa free body diagram, we can consider that yung weight natin is papunta doon. Okay? Papunta dyan. Papunta sa baba. Which is, ang weight natin is equal to 60 pounds. Guys, yung weight natin is always directed vertically upward, acting on the centroid of the body. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ma-incline dyan. Pero, ano ngayon yung i-consider natin force? So, sir, ibig sabihin, yung i-consider natin na force sa left side is, ano tawag dito? Yung i-consider ba natin na force na ini-induce nitong FT na to is, yung bang force na ini-induce ng FT na to, sir, is yung weight lang din. Kasi sabi mo, ang kailangan natin is, ang kailangan natin is yung directed dun sa di ba? Directed dun sa ano tawag dito? Directed dun sa may direction acceleration. So ibig sabihin guys, kung ito yung weight natin at alam mo that yung weight mo is ano tawag dito? That your weight is always vertically upward. At alam mo guys that etong angle mo na to is 60 degrees from the positive x-axis. Okay? At alam mo that this will be 90 degrees. Okay, balik na naman tayo sa Ilan ngayon to? Ilan ngayon yan? So simply, this will be 30 degrees. At ito naman guys is 60 degrees. At ang tinutukoy natin guys, okay, actually hindi pala natin kailangan to Bakit ko ba nilagay ang component na yan? Okay, huwag natin alisin na natin yan. Okay, mahalaga yan pala. Anyway, ibig lang yan sabihin, ang force na kailangan natin dyan is towards or along the direction of the acceleration. Ibig sabihin, etong force na to FT natin na yan. Sir, ano po yung FT na yan? Guys, ang FT na tinutukoy natin na yan is simply ano lang ba yung force na nag-a-act sa kanya? Yung weight. Ngayon, yung weight na yan, as gumagalaw siya papunta doon, okay, nadidistribute yan into components. Tama ba? Ngayon, magkakaroon yan ng, may mai-induce yan na weight papunta dito, okay, weight na papunta dyan, at yung isa pa is weight na papunta dito. Okay? So, tawagin na natin to as weight T. At yung Ft is simply equal to weight T. Okay? Sabihin natin to weight normal. Pwede ba natin i-denote as ganyan yan? Anyway, dun lang tayo nakafocus sa Ft kasi nandito pa lang tayo sa tangential axis. So, ibig sabihin, yung Ft mo is simply weight T. O, ibig sabihin, weight T. Okay? And again, guys, positive yung natin. Ang mangyayari dyan for weight T, since pababa yan, magne-negative. Pababa yan, guys. Pa-downward yan. Okay? Meron pa bang iba? So, wala na. Equal doon sa mass times the T. Which is negative din. Kung papansin mo, guys, yung mass mo or yung weight mo is always directed downward. Ibig sabihin, ang consideration mo for vector summation is downward yung sign mo. Ngayon, kung negative both sides yan, pwede ba nating i-multiply na lang both sides ng negative para maging positive? So, yung weight T mo is simply equal to positive MAT. Kaya naging positive yan. Ngayon, ano yung weight T? Yung weight T is the component of the weight along the tangential axis. If this is your tangential axis T and this is your normal axis N, ano yan? Ibig sabihin, etong weight na to. Ito yan. At by component, paano makukuha ngayon yan? Simply, yung 60 pound mo, cosine of 60 equal to 60 over 32.2 feet per second square multiplied by 80. Ang 80, guys, is basically 16.1 feet per second. Okay? So, 16.1 feet per second, that's your 80. Okay? Doon natin nakuha yun. And for number 2, guys, makinig mabuti. For number 2, I think, for normal axis or n-axis. Okay? For n-axis, I think, isolve na natin yung normal force. At makukuha kasi natin to by b square over rho. Tama? Meron pa tayong binigay na dyan. May radius of curvature pala tayo dito, which is this one. The 10 feet. Okay? Meron pala tayong radius of curvature. So, yung AN natin is simply ang V natin. May given ba tayong velocity? Ang given natin na velocity is 15 feet per second. So, 15 feet per second square, quantity square, over sa 10. Okay. So, therefore, yung normal acceleration mo is simply 22.5 feet per second square. Kailangan ba natin to? Ang kailangan natin is the normal force. So, if we're going to get the normal force, of course, kailangan natin ng sa equation, sa right side ng equation ng mass times the normal acceleration. Tama? Kasi normal force yung hinahanap natin eh. Okay? Ngayon, if you're going to get the summation of Fn, okay? Considering yung pataas is positive, okay? Actually, ito palang isa na to, since inclined yan, pwede naman natin siya i-rewrite as yung pababa niya will be, yung pataas niya ganun is positive. However, pababa nga siya dahil kung mapapansin nyo, yung direction ng Ft natin is pababang ganun. So, nag-negative siya. So, dito, pataas yung Ft natin. Ayan, i-consider natin. Okay, kung titingnan nyo mabuti. Hindi ba? Balik tayo dun sa may free body diagram. Okay. Pagdating dito sa free body diagram, this will be our center of curvature, center of radius. Ngayon, papunta ngayon dyan yung AN natin. Okay, kung papunta dyan yung AN natin, yung Fn natin, or the normal force natin, is simply, is simply, papunta din dyan. Papunta rin dito. Ano ba yung normal force na tinatawag natin dito? Ang normal force, guys, na tinatawag natin is the tension. or yung tension cables. Pag pinutol mo to, ang tendency niyan, isisingaw papuntang ganun. Okay? Kailangan mo putulin yan. So, yung tension wire natin, yung magiging force natin sa pre-body diagram na yan. If we're going to get that, can we say that ang kailangan naman natin dito, okay, if meron tayong meron tayong weight N ngayon dyan, saka yung Tn na lang natin, o yung tension na lang natin, okay, o T, kasi burahin na natin to, Tn na lang siguro, okay, di ba nga sinabi natin kanina that kung nakabuo tayo dito ng weight T, meron din niya tayo dito papuntang ganun, which is yun niya, the weight N, okay, weight N, burahin lang natin to, tanggalin natin to, at meron naman tayo dito for this one, okay, ito na may tinatawag natin as Tn. So, if we're going to get that, okay, pwede ba natin i-rewrite yung equation natin as, okay, equal to MAN. Ngayon, pwede ba natin siyang isulat as 2Tn minus, teka nga, i-copy na nga natin yung para hindi na tayo nahirapan. Ayaw. So, yun. So, ibig sabihin, pagka in-isolate natin free body diagram yan, kung mapansin nyo guys, kung mapansin nyo guys, magkakaroon tayo ng summation, ng vector summation dito, along this axis. Di ba nga ayun yung tinatawag natin as normal axis? Tama. So, ibig sabihin lang yan, teka lang, palahin natin to. Ibig sabihin lang yan guys, that yung Fn natin is, 2Tn, etong Tn na to, okay, minus the Wn, equal to the MAN. However, bakit ba siya naging 2Tn? Kung titingnan nyo, nakalagay dyan is tension in each two supporting cords. Okay? Kung mapansin nyo, 2D lang kasi yung drawing. Okay? Ang galing-galing naman ng bata. For example, kung halimbawa yung duyan niya, ang itsura lang is pag ganito. Teka lang. Ang galing naman ng bata, kung yung duyan niya, itsura pag ganyan. Ayun yung point. Ibig sabihin, umaandar siya papunta doon, nang iisa lang yung cord niya, cable niya. Diba? Ang galing. Ibig sabihin, dalawa pala yung cable na ka-attach dyan. Isang pa ganun, kung titingnan mo in 3D, at isang pa ganun. Okay, picture nyo ba? Sana nakukuha nyo, no? Kasi sa duyan, dalawa talaga yung cable niya na naka-attach dun sa may platform. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ayan yung magiging working equation natin. So, 2Tn natin, Tn minus, ang Wn natin is simply the mass, the component of the weight along the axis N. So, kaya nga Wn yun. Okay? Minus the 60 pound, okay? Sine of 60 degrees naman is simply equal to mass natin, which is 60 over 32.2. Makukuha natin that yung AN mo, which is mass times the acceleration. So, nakuha mo na pala AN mo kanina dito sa may, by the formula. So, cancel mo to, which is meron kang 22.5. Okay? Okay na ba yung work equation natin? And then, makukuha na natin yung Tn natin, or the normal, or the tension of each cable natin is simply equal to 46.943 pounds. So, yan na ngayon yung sagot natin.